Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter. It's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Wagwan family, manners and total respect. Tonight, guys, hold on, let me fix up the galangins here. Yes, nighttime, guys. Good night. Tonight we have Herb Nelson Jr. and tonight we're gonna have a decent conversation. You know who Herb Nelson Jr. is. Everyone right here. Herb, you there?
Yes, good evening. Let me just make sure I come on officially here. Can you see me?
Yeah, man. Me see me here nice and so nice and clean.
Yeah, I'm just here looking at some of the news from the island and trying to figure out, what direction are we going after the local elections? And I am asking myself, do we have the people in place that can safely take Jamaica back to sanity? And the answer is no. I'm hoping that the local elections change something. I'm hoping that the local guys who took over can examine what their predecessors did and make some changes to energize people into reaching new heights, because people have been beaten down so much. And when we talk to them, that's all they're telling us, how rough things are. And you get tired of hearing that. And you can't really do anything about it. And then you got the 10th biennial conference coming up in Jamaica. And instead of talking about how they're going to assist people after COVID, in this first conference, biennial conference, after COVID, they're talking about big business, how we can promote big business, how we can make them richer, fatter, lazier, more corrupt. And that's not the Jamaica I envision as a diaspora that we would be reaching back to assist. And I've been to the conference, and I got fed up after my 2018 conference.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was being told to us. We weren't expressing ourselves and being heard.
Mm-hmm.
And this looked like more the same. Ratty was there, Dr. Francis was there, right? Michelle was there. And we say enough is enough. That's why we'll have a fresh start to our Jamaican Diaspora Council. And we're hoping to steer the council in the right direction and to get these people to realize that you are your brother's keeper, your brother and sister's keeper, that you need to do good for your fellow human being, and you need to look at the greater good in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of these people, they're Catholics, Roman Catholics, Anglicans, and I'm sure they taught them about charity and about having faith and being able to help your fellow human being. Well, I don't hear nothing of that coming out from that opening salvo that they call the opening introduction to the biennial conference. So I hope you listen and I hope they make changes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a question to ask you, Herb. I want you to listen a little bit because I'm sure you probably heard him in England. This is just a part of it. Listen, that is Mr. Terry Long. Now you touch that diaspora stuff, Mr. Terry Long. Let me play this and we're going to ask you a question. I'm going to play another video and I want you to.
The government, because the economy is growing, the government is now giving young people who are registered in HEART approximately $150 each month to help them with the bus fare and help them with the lunch money. So nobody has any excuse not to go to school to learn a skill because you're getting help with the bus fare and help with the lunch money as well. If that is not transformational, I don't know what is. So if that is not transformational, I don't know what is. So
I'm gonna play something else. There are longer stuff than that where it's asking diasporans to come to Jamaica, come invest in all kind of business.
Mm-hmm.
That is a shorter version of the longer video. Now, this is what he's saying that Jamaican students who sign up with ART are getting $150 a month. When I do this video, people in the comment section are telling me not go so herb. People with students going to HEART, I say, them students ain't getting $150 a month to go to HEART. But listen to this, and then you respond.
Have you ever asked yourself, why is it the Prime Minister, who is approximately
I don't know if you can hear it.
52 years old, who has made a Prime Minister's salary and MP salary and ministerial salary over his entire working life, because he's always been involved in politics at the representational level. I mean, he went straight from high school into electoral politics. He went to work for Mr. Siaga for a year or two in a charity that he ran, and then Mr. Siaga's office as assistant. And then he went straight into being an MP, with no experience, no real work experience, no nothing. But he became an MP. And he has been in that all his life. And his wife is an accountant. No, I have nothing against them personally. I'm just trying to ask you a question here. How is it that he was able to make such huge amount of money from a political salary. And yes, we're told his wife was involved in investing.
Can I hear Herb? Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, good.
Well, a lot of the investments are in his name and his son's name, in massive properties, huge properties, hundreds of thousands of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars in property value. Why did he choose to incorporate a company overseas? He lives here in Jamaica. He has not gone and lived anywhere else. I have lived overseas in Canada and come back to Jamaica. He has always lived here. He has been a part of Jamaican politics for, some 30 years or more. Why do you see it fit to set up companies outside of Jamaica in tax haven areas where apparently he would want to escape paying the taxes here that he puts for us to pay, that he's a part of a governance structure that said, this is the taxes that we are supposed to pay. This is how he wants us to set up companies here in Jamaica and rules that we're to follow here in Jamaica. Why would he want to set up his company to own and control his properties outside of Jamaica when he's the Prime Minister of Jamaica? Why would you want to do that? Now, that should cause you to be very concerned, because these offshore companies and having accounts offshores and having the house you live in, the very house that you live in, is not in your name, but it's in a company name that you incorporate overseas. Why would you do that as Prime Minister? I mean, I can understand any well-thinking, wealthy Jamaican would try to find ways to minimize their taxes and plan to optimize their tax position. But if you are the government, if you are a part of the government, a very significant part, Prime Minister even, a member of the cabinet even, prior to that, a minister of government, you're a part of the structure, a part of the system that makes the rules and the laws. Why would you, as Prime Minister, want to have your house, your properties, your rental properties, or your business developments, why would you want to have an overseas company, an offshore company, own and operate or control those assets? Why wouldn't you have confidence in your own country to put all of your investments here, because you know what a great job you're doing, and you're very patriotic about your country, and you're a part of the structure that makes the laws of this country? Why wouldn't you want to have all of your assets here in the country that you are influencing, that you are directing, that you are building, as you say? Why would you have less confidence in that and why would you not want to pay the same taxes that you're forcing us to pay? Because if we don't pay it, you can lock us up or, take away things and whatever. So why wouldn't you want to do the same thing? Well, I guess it's clear. One set of rules for you and different set of rules for no confidence in the tax system here. You have no confidence in the governance here. And so you want to have your business domiciled, incorporated somewhere else to maybe avoid the taxes here, and avoid whatever it is that you don't like about this country. You want to avoid it, and that's why you go overseas. Now, every Jamaican should question that and ask themselves the question, why would I want to vote for such a person to be my Prime Minister?
So, before you answer that, let me take the time out, guys. This is Joseph Patterson, the president of the UIC. Let me take the time out to say hi to some people: Colonel C, Mr. David Jervis, Mr. Georgia Lynch, Mr. Donovan Ross, Wagwan sir, Vasha V. Shah, Cynthia B, Gigi Jones, Teresa Bacon, you're up, blessings. Violet Watson, Sunshine, Leonie Denton, Cheerful Wild Horse, Darren Daly, good night. Leonie Denton again, and Howard Goldburn, Wagwan Howard, blessings, enough love, guys. We have Patricia Matthews, Wagwan, we cook tonight. Diane Johnson, and Real Sweet, Wagwan there, blessings, Josh Bondlets. Good night. People, me see somebody ask if this live is tonight. Yes, yes. Some of we can't sleep because we have Jamaica power mind. We can't sleep. Natalie Freeman. So we up. And we'll call us do videos all kind of night. We don't have no special time. Tanisha Ellis, Trappy Cutter. I hope we get it right. Yeah, we try my best. Bless up everybody. So we have Herb Nelson Jr. here, senior intelligence analyst. Yeah. And we having a reason tonight. So, Brother Herb, based on what Mr. Patterson said here and what Orlando Terry Long is saying, how do we weigh the two of them? Because Terry Long has said, must come home, come invest. And Mr. Patterson is saying that we all know that the Prime Minister is hiding his money overseas. How that match up?
Well, it doesn't, to be quite frank. The Prime Minister, I recall the interview quite well when Zara held that mic to his face and asked him the questions about these residents in Beverly Hills and other properties that he had acquired. Since then, we have confirmed that he was earning $60,000 a year. In the Jamaican equivalent is somewhere around 8 or something million back then. And his wealth that he accumulated amounted to $11.5 million. That was what it cost to build a house and to buy 3 properties in Beverly Hills, the most expensive real estate in Jamaica. So you're telling me that he did not, matter of fact, there were no loans. He claimed that he got loans and stuff. There was none. So we know there's no loans that amount, $60,000 means that he acquired so much wealth, and that $60,000 couldn't pay. You couldn't save up enough unless they didn't eat, and they, and they had some other side investments which did not amount to anything close to the money they accumulated. Right? So you cannot pay for these houses, and the Integrity Commission declarations he made did not up either. And the Integrity Commission is telling him that they're rejecting 2 years of clearance. This year should be another one filed at the end of March, and we don't know if it was filed and what it says. So we have to wait to see if the Integrity Commission rejected that one too. Again, right? So when he said to her, "Why should I pay taxes?" I mean, I jumped out of my seat, because she's talking to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and he's telling her he'd rather hide his money in a foreign country than pay taxes to the Jamaican tax administration. Right? A lot of people say, well, everybody does that. No, everybody doesn't do that, particularly a prime minister or the president of a country. You can have overseas investments. Nothing stop you from doing that. But at least if you're going to hide money and hide it in your kids' name, at the time they were like 12 and 13 years old, I think. If you're going to do that, then you should be able to own up to the source of funding, all that money you were bringing in at the time. And he's never been able to do that. So he leaves people to speculate unnecessarily. And when people speculate, of course, they see corruption. And when you see corruption, you have to think about corruption in the Caribbean. It's rampant, right? No, none of the cases in the Caribbean, Misic from Turks and Caicos, right? He ran and hid in Brazil because they caught him um, doing the same underhanded things um, that that a lot of these Turks and Caicos guys were doing in the past. Not a Turks and it wasn't Turks and Caicos. It was the British Virgin Islands.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he showed up in Miami, flew in with money to trade with drugs. I'm sorry, to pay for to trade for money,
Mm-hmm.
and they grabbed him right there and arrested him. Right, and he was the premier of the British Virgin Islands. So you have this situation with these guys that they cannot own up to, and it is one throughout the Caribbean. You know, you go to Dominica, who you have in Dominica? Skirt. Skirt get caught by the Al Jazeera TV station. They set up a sting operation, and he was taking in money and also selling passports and titles, ambassador titles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The other guy who got caught was in Grenada. He was doing the same thing, selling waterfront property and at the same time selling passports and giving people ambassadorial titles. So you have, it's not just Jamaica. And I don't want people to think I'm going to beat up on Jamaica. But Jamaica is the worst of the worst. And you look at somebody like our Minister of State for Foreign Affairs,
Mm-hmm.
and he's urging all of us to come home and invest, right? But remember, the Prime Minister already said if you put your money in Jamaica, you're going to get taxed. And he didn't want to do it. So somebody should have asked him, what is the policy since that Zara Burton interview? Is the Prime Minister okay with taking his money now? He's worth like 192 million. Does he have all his money in Jamaica? Is he investing in Jamaica? And if that's what he's doing, then maybe it's a good time to hit Jamaica and invest in Jamaica. But
Yeah.
but people are in disbelief that he was able to say that as a prime minister. Showed you how inexperienced and immature he was as a prime minister, even as a human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his immaturity has led to, keep in mind, you're coming as a schoolboy to the office of the prime minister, and you don't ever see any difference except when you went to the Ministry of Education, when you're opposition leader, and then you're now prime minister. He doesn't know what hardships are. He doesn't know what it is to do a home budget and make ends meet. He made a decision a long time ago. He'd never be poor, never be broke. That could have been due to family experiences. But his leadership style is like he is just not comfortable in that leadership position. He has a hands-off leadership style. In other words, call me when the roof is caving in, and maybe I'll tell you what to do then. So the roof has caved in at MSET, Dr. Wheatley. And what happened? He relieved Dr. Wheatley. Then he brought him back.
Brought him back. Mm-hmm.
Roof cave in at education where he was several times, all connected to Royal Reed. And there's no doubt in my mind that they would try to exonerate and bring Royal Reed back. Right? You do have the roof caving in at Ministry of Health because the hospital in St. James, the runaway cost with Conroe Regional, right?
Mhm.
You have hospitals with no beds, truck tires and plywood board for bed, you know, or you sleep on the floor. Sleep anywhere you can find on the floor. You know, no medications and no operating room equipment, particularly for those needing orthopedic style operations. I mean,
No, did it.
well, I mean, it's ridiculous, you know, and that led to what? The second U.S. travel warning at level 3. First one 2 years ago was about the runaway crime
Mhm.
and insecurity. The last one was about the hospital system, the uncertainty around the hospital systems. And this is what, you know, Americans like to be cuddled. We get spoiled coming from Jamaica, coming up here.
True, you
But
know.
we have everything available.
You go back to Jamaican when we used to walk barefoot down there, ball boy, everything.
Yes, yeah. I want them go walk barefoot again. I say, battle cut up them foot and them find out, say, whoa, you walk 10 yards and you have to turn around and go find your shoes.
Me do that at Jamaican, me learn the hard way.
Yeah,
People with foot not so soft again. We foot not so hard again.
that's right.
No, not so hard again. Because Jamaica did at the end. Take off my shoes and say me tough, you know, the earth is the Lord and the fullest thereof, you know.
Yeah.
So earth me go barefoot. Me say, brother, if you see me. But you know, so after
Right,
doing
right.
it, me out there for a month. But after doing it over and over, I find out some my feet get harder and harder. And I
Yep,
could have walk
yep,
longer distance
yep.
barefoot.
If you're there and you live out in the country and you walk uphill and downhill, and you know you do it with one of them flat slippers where the heat come through and your foot start getting hardened again, then you can take the slippers off
Mhm.
and you can go barefoot.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
takes,
Herb, we have
yeah.
another question to ask, another thing. Because I'm going to read something. To them, see something in the paper. To our surprise, Jamaica officially recognizes the Palestinian state. The decision was made by Foreign Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith after debate in the Jamaican government cabinet on Monday. The government of Jamaica made the decision on Tuesday to officially recognize the Palestinian state. The decision was made by Foreign Minister Kamina Johnson after a debate in Jamaica government cabinet on Monday. So, with this, Kingston joins the bloc of 140 UN member states and the 11 CARICOM countries that recognizes Palestine as a free and sovereign state. Herb, why no? Why Jamaica get a change of heart?
You can hear me?
Yeah, me bring it back on stage. Me don't know what happened.
Okay, all right.
Back in
Yeah,
the
I
studio,
went
yeah.
off for a while, but I understand the question, no problem. They embarrassed, right? They messed up on the Palestinian question when the ceasefire question came up. You remember?
Yes.
And they sat there perplexed and bewildered and didn't vote,
They did not vote.
right? So what happened? The population reacted. Population wondering why not support the people that we supported based on principle in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we changing? why the same situation that existed in South Africa, it exists in Israel with the Palestinians, and we can't support these people. So everything that they did, to include voting for strange things that the US probably forced this errant prime minister and minister of foreign affairs to vote for. Here comes the opportunity to cleanse their soul, right? And they went ahead and said, okay, we'll do this from a political standpoint, right? It's not going to hurt them. They have Israeli contractors working in Jamaica. I am sure whatever deal the prime minister and Lichin worked out with Netanyahu, that they're in bed together, right?
So you don't think the Israeli, you're gonna piss off somebody? The Israel.
No. This is look. They understand exactly. Netanyahu knows politics. He's not a fool, right? He hasn't survived this long being foolish. A little thing like this, no, Israelis still come to Jamaica, right? They still believe that Jamaica is part of the lost tribe of Israel. They come down, they enjoy themselves, and they deal a lot with our Rastafarian groups. So I mean, the Israelis are fine. They're okay. Jamaica in a position where they go along to get along. That's where they are.
So we don't stand for nothing.
They stand for nothing. That's it. They don't stand on no principles. Not the ones Michael Manley had anyway. And even though I hate to invoke his name on anything, I don't think Siaga would have shifted like they are.
I agree.
As bad as he was. He wasn't in the shifting business to, please anybody. Principles are principles, and you don't ever trample them or lose them.
So we are behave like the water boy now of the Caribbean or what? Me not understand what going Herb.
Well, I know we want to be a financial center for the Caribbean. I know we want to be what Jamaica was. But we just don't have that respect anymore. It's like everybody around the Caribbean know what the hell's going on here. And when they got together to speak about Venezuela and Guyana, it was an important time, and we just ignored it. So the rest of the Caribbean, they don't need us to make decisions anymore. We were the people. It was Michael Manley, Forbes Burham, and Dr. Williams in Trinidad that they called on.
We have lost that respect. We have totally lost that respect.
Totally gone, man.
Because look at Venezuela, where we went against the grain, and now Venezuela went back to the US, and now the US sanctioned back them. so we understand.
It's politics. That's politics, brother. Look, nothing is for real. Like Jamaica, the people ask me, Jamaica a real place? Because it's like a mirage at times, right? In mirage, you go in the desert and the heat get to you and you see visions, in front of your face. That's what I see sometimes. And I can't understand our own country. And I know that, okay, Venezuela came to our rescue with Petrocarib, And now them have to go sue us to get the money back. Because we're hiding behind what? Oh, the US has sanctioned you, so we can't give you any money. You know?
See, so we are follow backer. We no hold nothing.
Yeah.
We no stand up our own. Why?
That's it.
At
That's
one
it.
point, doing a herb, I believe that we have to go stand up on something. I think we have to go hold the grounds.
Well,
I think. Mhm.
thank God the diaspora is waking up. Thank God we're taking our diaspora back. We didn't
Yep.
follow back of long hair or his prognostications.
So
We're asking the powers to be down there, the private sector, to respect our decisions and to speak to us like equals. We all live here, we're all successful to some degree, some more than others. So we're not begging nobody for anything. But they need our support.
yep.
So you have Dr. Crab and the judge up.
So what you think about what going on with this DPP thing? Because some people have it to say, you know, that DPP around the office from our home. We have nothing on that. We have no proof of that. But some people feel to believe that she's calling all the shots from home, and this lady in there is the one of her leaky, and she call all the shots from home. What do you think? What do you think? What's going on with this whole DPP and the embarrassment and what's going on in the country?
The idea that the DPP was a person of virtue, was a well accomplished person, and that you can't do without her.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go appeal something that's not appealable, like the declarative judgment, right? And you are a senior statesman in the Ministry of Justice, and the other one is the Attorney General, and they don't know what the law says about declarative judgment, to where they keep repeating that they're going to appeal, right? And they almost brought her back to work Monday morning. So somebody had to go read the law book and tell them what the judgment meant.
Mm-hmm.
And she herself had to come into acceptance, or she would have done something ignorant. But yes, this lady is somebody that she's groomed. She's given her various opportunities. But here's the thing. To anybody in law in the Caribbean, what signifies your accomplishments, your professional development, when you are at the pinnacle of your career, is the fact that you get awarded QC or KC in this case. And she doesn't have that, right? Does that mean that she's never handled the tough cases? The gang cases that they refer to that she was a part of, was she in the first year or the second year or the third year?
Mm.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yep, good question.
Right? And who to say that she did the yeoman's work in getting those convictions? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people that don't believe that she's done enough in that office. And that just sitting there and scheduling yourself to be the number 2 person in a tough case and not taking the bull by the horns is not good enough. right? The fact that you have not accomplished like the others to the level of KC, it speaks volumes. And if you ask any other attorney in Jamaica that doesn't have that, if they hope to get it one day, they'll tell you yes. She's been around from 2004, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she haven't gotten there yet. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have to measure success by that standard,
Mm-hmm.
she's unsuccessful. Now she might be working at various positions. What do they say? You know, you're being a journeyman, but you're really not the expert
Mm-hmm.
that they expect to have.
Clear
So
your mic there. Your mic can make a noise there. Your mic can make noise there, Herb. Clear your mic there. Your
okay,
microphone. Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
is she an expert? Is she the expert that belongs in the DPP chair? Did the DPP groom her enough? Or we
Mm.
should have looked at the other two guns in the office? The very lady who wrote her up,
Kathy Pike.
Kathy Pike. You can have a difference of opinion, but it does not mean that you're not proficient at your job. It does not mean the fact that she said, oh, she never ran a section or whatever it is she was saying Kathy didn't do. Well, she was her supervisor. Why didn't you give her the tough job to supervise people?
Mm-hmm.
What about Jeremy? Right? He's the top gun in the office. They both got their QCs, now KC. What about them? Why you overlook them? Right? You got to hit your top people with challenges and you got to reward them. Those people who just made you look good and did you behind the scenes work, and you know you want to reward them, so you put her there for 6 months. Let's hope things don't crash in 6 months. Let's hope she have no major decision like the Integrity Commission files
Mm-hmm.
or anything that she gotta make decision on in these 6 months that she'll be there.
But what is going to stop her from doing that? If she, I'm just saying that she's in here like basically like on a contract right now. She probably is what if she's a sniper? We don't know, Herb. We
Let
have to
me
see
tell
how she
you,
works.
brother,
We have to see her work first.
we need to see the work.
We need to see the work
we need
because
her to put in the work. We need her
yeah,
to make the tough decisions, not an easy decision, not a political decision. You understand? The office should never be politicized. The office means you come there, you're reviewed, and if the evidence is there, you go on trial. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree. And Herb, I would never like to see. I would never like her. That woman. Nobody know her, So would never like her. We get to know her for the wrong reason, and she get popular for the wrong reason in the era of social media. Because that's what we see happening nowadays. People have them nice career all these time, just come exposed to social media overnight. So nobody know you, ma'am. Nobody know you. So you get this big job. I hope you're going to go do a wonderful job, and don't go and destroy your reputation. Let me talk about the DPP. Is part of Llewellyn DPP or the farmer DPP? Because based on our cases pending in court, right? So basically, there's a monkey bar thrown in a lot of the process of getting a new DPP, right? So them slope, whether them gonna win or not, them slope the process of getting her out. That's how I look at it. If she was gonna get kicked out, if the court is gonna say she needs to get out right now, all that process is slow up. So by them taking it to court, do you think this woman can repair what's left of her reputation? You think she can salvage it?
Carlos, with the display that she did before the Privy Council, with that goat model, I would call it by a different name, but let's just use goat model. How can you now come back with the transcripts out there as to exactly how she acted in the judge's chambers, what she said, instead of guiding the judge the way she's expected to? She was thinking about herself first and the fact that she didn't want to repeat anything. But the law is the law. And it calls for certain things which you and I can't control if it's coming against us. But she has the ultimate power to control everything that was happening and to turn around and say with such conviction that she's done this before. It's like he's saying, hey, I did this before. It didn't hurt anybody. How we know that? How we know somebody didn't go to jail because of what you did and then they end up getting beaten within inches of their life, or they end up dying in jail? How we know? We need to examine every one of those cases that she should self-identify, and if not, we need to go through and identify themselves.
Out of them cases since the new extension? Or before that?
Before that too.
Yeah, because what I was because Herb, you see, before all of this bangarang right here,
yeah,
I was thinking different. But after all this, it made me look at this woman's whole body of work, question everything, and say this woman have no integrity. That's my opinion, based on what's going on now. She don't have no integrity. And I'm saying that this is all my opinion, that she didn't have no integrity from the moment she entered through that door, Herb. So you're right. I think all her work should be looked at.
You can't help it. You know, there's no way to say, you know, we don't think that the cases were so bad. You can't do that. If it's good enough for Vibes Cartel, it's good enough for the rest of the people. So let her self-identify, and then we find those, and then we look for others. Because she might be too embarrassed to tell you how many cases she really did that way. And how many complaints are out there that these defense attorneys themselves cover up. They're supposed to go to bat for their clients, but they went along with her so that they can get along. We need to identify them too. Get them before the bar, the GLC. Get them in there. Let them answer.
So right now then, so as we speak right now, so Paula Llewellyn is not, she's still the DPP and not a farmer then, pending court hearing. Would you say that?
No, I would say that the as far as I'm concerned, she is retired. When they said no, you gotta leave, you gotta get out of Dodge, that was it. The Constitution doesn't cover her. What she's doing now is spitting in the wind. It's gonna come back on her. What? Look, Delroy Chuck and that Attorney General who's supposed to know the law didn't know it when the ruling came down. Now they're trying to save face so they don't look like total idiots. Yes, you can go to the appeals court and you cannot. But let me ask you a question. The appeals court was embarrassed by the ruling in London, right?
Big embarrassment.
Big embarrassment. Because they had a chance to stop the case there in Kingston, all three of them. And they screwed it up. Right? And then you have to take the case to London and you make it look as if we're now bowing down to more educated, more sophisticated white folks.
Yes. And that one.
Yes. Who probably said we can't believe these Negroes bought this thing up here.
I don't like that.
Ramrod it by us. Even though they probably let them do it in the past. Right? But this is Vibes Cartel. This is an entertainer. This is a case known to millions.
Oh, yes.
Too many onlookers. Right? Too many onlookers. And you're going to try ramrod this past these boys? No. They felt the heat. They felt the heat. And they had to do something. And they sent it back down to the appeals court. And that was a message to them and to her.
Yep.
So just like a slam dunk in basketball, the appeals court need to call her in and slam dunk her and tell her, go home.
Yeah.
Right?
DPP, right now, DPP, and then she come back home with this big old embarrassment, Herb.
Yeah. You know, the government wanted her back in there because they have some covering that they want her to do. It's not going to happen. And if they're going to call up Jeremy or what's the other lady?
Kathy Pike.
Kathy Pike. To ask them to cover their behinds, they're not going to do it.
No, they ain't.
People got too much integrity. So they may have to go way outside and grab somebody else. But we don't need a yes person in that job. We need somebody with some kahunas and who will stand up and do the right thing. You know?
I think the foundation of all of this bangarang is corruption, Herb.
It is most definitely.
Corruption. Everything what is going on, even the DPP questionable send off there. Bad enough.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing, Herb. That is embarrassing. This woman could have taken her one extension. She could have taken her one extension and say, you know what? That looked good.
That's it. That was I served what? At the time, served 14 years or 13 years. And she could have taken the other 2 or 3 years. She's up to 16 now. And once she done that, she would say, hey, I've done my duty. For my God, my country, the Queen, whoever. I'm done. You know, y'all need to resolve your issues with somebody else. And head home. Take a break.
You know? I agree with you. I agree with you on that one.
The way she's fighting to stick around, it makes you believe that there's something big that she's involved in, that she's covering for, and that she cannot leave because it may fall through the cracks. That Kathy Pike and Jeremy will understand. And there's no way I think the Governor General going to tell King Charles he couldn't find one of his KCs to become the next DPP. That's a man they need to take his rubber stamp from him.
Stamp everything.
Everything he want to stamp it. No thinking, just stamp it. You know?
Yeah. GG are going like he's a send out boy for Andrew Unis. I don't know, like he's a water boy. He's not act like
The
a
old boy.
GG.
Yeah.
Like when I grew up, I hear about GG. First time GG is a level of respect, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
this GG just loose with the rubber stamp herb. You're not
Yeah.
lying on that.
Yep. He just stamp everything. Yes, sir. Bam. You know, he has all this power, and we identified that in the Constitution. He has
Can't
a lot
sue him.
more power than the Prime Minister.
You can't sue it. You can't. Nobody can sue the
Can't
GG
sue
people.
him.
You can't sue him. So he could be messing up, signing off on something will mess up the whole of people. Look on this. The
Yep.
GG can sign off on something that costs many lives.
Yep.
No lawsuit. Remember that.
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess he bleed like everybody else. That's the only difference.
That's
But
true.
other than that, he's 70 Adventist, just like the Prime Minister. So maybe it's some church thing that they have going on. But otherwise, you know, he doesn't need the rubber stamp. It's time to use your head. Sure, he's not voted in, but if they give you the job, change the way the job's normally done.
Mhm.
You know, become a lot more creative than you are. But this woman should have been sent straight home.
I agree.
And get about her, and we look about finding the leader for the office.
I really agree on that, Herb. And we're gonna turn to another story that is in the news.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see the story about the Dwight Vaz,
Yeah.
the young man, the PNP who the Integrity Commission refer for prosecution. You're following that case?
I've not been following. I heard briefly about it today.
All right. Well,
But
let me.
yeah, go ahead and recap. Yeah.
Well, let me read about it a little bit. And I'm reading from the book of Nationwide. Former member of parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, has sought to clarify the allegations by the Integrity Commission that he breached Section 443(1)(b) of the Commission Act. The section of the legislation speaks in a public official failing without reasonable cause to provide any information as the Director of Information and Complaints may require in accordance with the provisions of the Act. The report was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. But in a statement Tuesday afternoon, Mr. Vaz detailed a timeline of events which he says is evidence of his compliance with adhering to the requirements set forth by the commission. So, me see Mr. Vaz, me see him and I'm making his rounds on social media saying that he did nothing wrong and stuff like that, and he did the right thing. So my question to you, Herb, is he's saying that his filing, they verified his filing. You understand me? It's okay and everything. And can your filing be verified by the investigator, Integrity Commission, and still come back and refer for prosecution?
Yeah.
It can happen.
It can happen. You know, let me say this. I'll give you a more detailed recap. In 2019, Vaz filed his initial statutory declaration required by the Act, right? The Integrity Commission requested additional documents related to a specific entity associated with Vaz.
That's Darrell Vaz. We're talking about Darrell Vaz here. This guy's name is Dwayne Vaz. So now you're talking about Darrell Vaz, right?
No, this is Dwayne.
Dwayne Vaz.
Yeah.
All right, Dwayne Vaz.
Yeah, because I kind of ran the search.
Okay. All right.
Bring up a little bit more.
Yes.
Despite unforeseen delays, Vaz remained in communication with the commission, sought extensions to gather the necessary information. In 2021, Vaz was informed of a potential fixed penalty for the delayed submission of requested information. So 2 years passed, and he had not submitted. By March 2021, VAS submitted the requested additional information, completing all necessary documents. On May 18, 2021, the Integrity Commission confirmed that VAS statutory declaration up to 31 December 2019. Keep that in mind. Up to December 31st, 2019 was duly completed in accordance with the provisions of the Act.
Mm-hmm.
However, on 26 March 2024, VAS received a summons to appear before the Alpha Tree Parish Court on charges of failing to provide required information to the Integrity Commission.
Oh.
This hearing brought to light a misunderstanding regarding the charges, seemingly contradicting the 2021 confirmation of compliance from the IC. Despite these challenges, VAS maintained its commitment to integrity and transparency, pledging to cooperate with all legal processes. The situation remains under scrutiny, and VAS case will proceed before the court. Now, if indeed this was his initial statutory declaration, how many years did he serve for in Parliament?
Mm-hmm.
Right? 2019, what about 2020? What about 2021?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That the documents he turned in only covered him up to 31 December 2019. So that's just for the initial year. How many years did he file or fail to file? See, we don't know all the facts.
Yeah, yeah.
So we don't know what it is that they jacking him up on.
Would I like more response? Would I like more explanation from the Integrity Commission? Because right now, social media is buzzing. Yeah, and buzz in the media, and he's saying one thing, and we need a little more clarity from the Integrity Commission. Do you think?
Yeah, you need the clarity, and you need for them to say how many years he was supposed to have filed and how many years he did file, because this is only talking about 1 year, his initial year. And we know these guys going to Parliament for up to 4 or 5 years. So what happened to the other 3 or 4 years that he was supposed to have filed?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question. Which year are you after him for? Right? And did he resign early, leave early? And, did you find a discrepancy after a while by something being turned over or something being discovered?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Well, social media is buzzing with a lot of people have their own thing to say about it. But would I like to hear the Integrity Commission come out more on this case with Dwight Vaz, because it's not clear. It's not clear to us what is. We need more details, because after him come out and him say, "Boy, I'm a debunk the claim and say have him document to show that he's in compliance with their stuff." So I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
so,
the document not cutting it anymore, because obviously they found something else. What he needs to do is figure out what else they found, or wait till he get to court and have it presented to him in court. And then he can plead then whether he's guilty or he's not guilty. But usually I find when these guys, they do their homework, they're very thorough.
Yeah. So before we go to the next Panacea, big up Kirk, Georgia Lynch, Tanisha Ellis, we see Leprechaun, Anthony Stewart, Forever Young, Victor Williams, Herb Nelson. We are gonna go to a very short break, and I'll be right back, because Maria there, Daisy Magazine.
Maria's there?
Yes, man, Daisy there.
I gotta call her back, because she did call her. Just
I'm right back. Hold on there.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away, eat the yellow rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste for most of the statue. Say we like a catch you, but they got enough, they got you. Take this print of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him a got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me 300% raise. It burn me garbage pile up the day. It burn me give the teacher them raise. It burn me I see corruption please. It burn. Thank you guys for your time. So Herb, Herb, my next question now. Since we just talk about Dwight Vaz,
Dwayne, I think it's Dwayne.
You sure? You sure that Dwight?
Dwayne. Yeah, that's what I read. Dwayne.
Hold on. Me just read it.
DWAYNE.
Yes.
National Party caretaker for Westmoreland Central in Jamaica.
All right. So this Dwayne Vaz guy. Now, since we just talk about his taxes or whatever situation with the Integrity Commission, out of him situation or the Prime Minister situation, I wish one of them worse, Herb.
He can't come anywhere near the Prime Minister. The problem is, the question is, after 2 years, why has the Prime Minister not been indicted and put before the court?
That's where I go. Because the Integrity Commission, based on this brother right here,
yeah,
based on what I go on with him, I mean, and the Prime Minister is supposed to be worse, and the illicit six. That's where me I go Herb with this argument.
Look, the Prime Minister is way overdue, and if anything wrong, or if he failed to file a third time, then they need to take him to court. They need to charge him, and they need to put him on trial. And the court need to force him to declare where he got all of the $11 million from. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know, Dwayne Vaz is nowhere near the magnitude of what the Prime Minister has done. Nowhere near. And I don't know why they jump up and they're going to put him on trial. And the Prime Minister overdue by 3 years. How comes he has not been charged?
And the illicit six, Herb, what could be worse than those that we hear about with the enriching himself illicitly? It's
the, you know, and the Speaker of the House is prepared to, like in a basketball game, when a team leading by one, they're going to that stall where they use four corners and they play the ball around and use up all the clock that they can so they can take the shot and go ahead by 3. And if they miss, then they have to go on defense. This is what is going on right now, in my estimation. Right? The Speaker of the House is in stall mode. She's playing defense. And somebody has got to take the ball from her and go on offense. And that's the Integrity Commission. I have no clue as to why they tolerate this woman and her shenanigans. You know, when Ratty and I read the statute, it says that once the Integrity Commission was finished with the investigation, then they should be free to declare what the investigation was about.
Mm-hmm.
The people of Jamaica cannot go to the polls not knowing who and what they're voting for. And the Integrity Commission need to let the people of Jamaica know whether or not they're voting for crooks or not. And they need to spell out the case.
I agree. So I'm thinking about maybe because I'm thinking why them throw this brother here. Like we were waiting on the 6th to be identified, to be exposed, right?
Right.
One time we wait on the 6th, then when we look, them draw Dalrymple from somewhere none of us even was dreaming of a Dalrymple, right? They throw us Dalrymple. Now we are waiting on the 6th again. Them throw us doing Vaz. So
Yeah.
I'm throwing out Dwayne Vaz. Is it to throw some shiny object because the House Speaker have to table the AG opinion today? And what happened in that? You saw that?
I didn't see that. I've been waiting on that. So if that is out, I need to go take a look at it.
Yeah, the AG, you need to take a look at it, Herb. The AG opinion, and she changed some stuff in there. So more, we're not going to more on that until you see it and you can comment on that and give you some better understanding on that, Herb.
Right.
Because I may wonder if they just dash him out there because she's forced to table the AG opinion. Because in my opinion, Herb,
Yeah.
if they think this, come and see people in the comment section and say this a shiny ball them throw at us to veer us away from the Prime Minister's statutory declaration not verified. But no, if they think this is work, they need to go back to them Obia man, go get their money back. Because everything they do is not working. You understand me? Wrong move again. Because what this is doing is resetting the question, put it right back on the table again. Okay. No, Mr. Vaz. Okay. All right. Dwayne Vaz dash out there. Okay, no. Next. So this is putting a spotlight on the 6th under the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. So if that's the intent, it backfire. Go back to the other man for the money. What thing?
Let me tell you this. I mentioned the basketball game and the stall, you know. You see when the players, they go this corner, back down to the line, over to the other corner, back up to the corner, right? And they're going 4 corners to stall. So every time that they bring out another name, another charge, you'd have to have the IC complicit with that, right? But I don't see the IC being complicit with these people because these people have frustrated them for a long time. And it's time to get them out. So I think that while the distraction is there, they're going to hit us with those
other names,
members of parliament in the cabinet, and they're going to do it one slam.
Bow.
And yeah, and let me tell you something. People can't be that weak-kneed. If somebody going to tell me, well, you can't disclose something. If I see them playing games with the system, I'll be the first to say, look, I'm not a weak-kneed politician. And I know what you do. Let's clear the air. Let's put the names of X, Y, Z, and K out there. Let's get it straight. Tell the people, somebody tell the people, leak it. When the US government wants something done, and the courts and Congress don't want them to do it, them leak it.
Yeah.
Leak it. We don't know who's responsible for the leak. And the Supreme Court wanted to bar women from having abortions. What they do? They leak the decision early. So that prepared the country for a
What is to come?
very controversial decision they were making. They
Yeah.
leaked it. That's effective use of leaks. And I always said it. You cannot be a horsehead sitting up there, knowing what's going on and not find a way to leak important information to the public. It's ridiculous.
We have an election coming up, Herb. And these guys think that we should go vote for some alleged criminal, Herb. Think about the illicit six. Think about it. Before the election, them give these guys included, they give them like $20 million or something like that. They give them some bunch of million of dollars, right? Tens of millions of dollars. And then
you're talking about the constitutional
Constituency Development Fund. Constituency Development Fund.
That's 20 million, yeah.
Yes, and then they give them another 150 million. They give them another 150 to start. Because I read that, and I read that part to start. Another $150 million to start. So we're up on $170 million given to all of these politicians, including the illicit six, Herb. That's my problem, because we don't know who these are, guys who gain wealth by criminal means. What criminal means? Are they stealing our money? Are they in drugs, pushing drugs, guns? We don't understand.
Well,
are we about to go back to the poll?
Think about what the Integrity Commission is looking at mainly. It says illicit acquisition of wealth. So they're looking at a source. They want you to tell them, how did you get your money? How do you make your money? Right? That's what the Prime Minister needs to explain to them. But I don't think he's willing to tell them. He tried that number about, a salary savings plus some loan, right? And at one point he tried to draw Jim and B into it, and they say, hell no, right? So the question is, was it his money when he withdrew it from the SSL in 2021? How much money did he withdraw?
Good question.
Was that the money he started with? They have to do some digging. They have to do some digging. I mean, this is not about JLP or PNP. This is about people who milk the system, take advantage, don't want to pay taxes. And you expect that I'm going to feel sorry for you and vote for you? No, I'm sorry. I can't feel sorry for you. I can't vote for you. Because I can't do what you're doing, Mr. Prime Minister. That's what most people are saying. I cannot do exactly what you're doing. And I need to break ranks with you and walk away from you. And his wife, she's a certified accountant. She won't lose her license? I don't think so. Did she certify anything that he's using and using it illicitly? There's a lot of stuff at stake here for them. And love only goes so far.
I say love only goes so far.
That's right.
At the prison door.
When you say prison door opening up and say, wait, I ain't going in there. You gone.
So I believe that's why I've seen chitters and chatters that previous filings they filed jointly. I'm here like this time them not gonna find jointly based on what is going on now and the noise that is making on social media, that eyes that is looking at them say they don't. It's people are saying in the comment section say it don't look like it wouldn't be smart for them to find jointly this time. What do you think about that, Herb? Because previously they find jointly.
I can't blame the woman. She wants as much distance between her and him. Maybe even in the bed, go to the other room. I can't deal with you in here. It's a crazy situation. But if you are so tied up with illicit means, it's better you don't tell me. I don't want to know if you're that innocent, right? Because I don't want to have to testify.
Jaja. How can he not be one of the illicit six, Herb? All these years. I mean, he's breaking the law 3 years in a row. If his statutory declaration cannot be verified, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm sure he's one. And if you don't watch out, she's the other.
Maybe that's why they fight to suppress the report. Maybe.
Yeah. Look, when Dalrymple came up, they threw her under the bus because they wanted more time. Right? They leaked. They knew what was going to happen. They got more time. Now it's their turn. They're trying to figure out other schemes. Well, they just run out of schemes. Next scheme is you gotta own up. You gotta face the music. Pay the piper.
That's the next move. That's
the
only other move right now.
Yeah.
The people are tired of the scam, the lies, the moving stuff around. We need transparency. We need honesty. We need stability.
Yep.
This is wrong, man.
They're doing what most Jamaicans cannot do. They are. Jamaicans can't do what they're doing. They play with the system. They rape the system. They play hide and seek. And nobody can get at them.
Nobody. They can't go to jail because it seems as if they got contacts in the DPP office, the Minister of National Security office, the Police Commissioner office, contacts there everywhere and at the same time trying to tear down the Integrity Commission, the Ombudsman, and all of them office that is to hold them accountable. And all of them, they just rip that apart. So them just running loose.
They get up by everywhere. Running loose, like you say. But somebody or something got to stop it. And even though he's prime minister, the Integrity Commission may have to come in there and slap some cuffs on him and say, hey, it's time, Mr. Prime Minister. You have gone beyond. Look, in St. Kitts, a magistrate judge, they nailed him. There you go.
St. Kitts.
Yeah. The magistrate judge and head of the pharmaceuticals there, about must be 10 of them. But the judge was the prominent one. Didn't file for 2 years. Going to jail. Going to jail, yes.
So we need action here because I'm sure right now, Herb, when you look at social media, people tired. People want politicians to go to prison. Jamaican people can't tolerate this no more.
Yeah.
The people are tired. Look at the comment section and many articles. Jamaican people are asking for prison time for politicians.
Yeah. because they want assurance that the law is for everybody. That's basically it. If you can assure the people, if I'm a lay person and you can assure me that I'm going to get a fair shake, I want the deal the prime minister is getting, or I want the same deal Roy Reid is getting, because I don't know what the hell is holding up his case. How long it going to take you? The whole term that they're in office to review Roy Reid case? Him and the
Yep.
wife and daughter, they all need to go to jail.
Yep.
What they did to that maid servant is ridiculous. You know, you're not supposed to be using people like that. She should have sued them.
Yes, she should. So when they have her open an account,
Yeah,
open account in her name.
yeah. It's fraud, fraudulent activity, and they put her in the center of it. So if had she gone to jail, would they have cared? I doubt it.
I doubt that.
But the bottom line is, somebody's got to have a heart. Somebody has got to love their job. Somebody, especially on the police force. So I didn't hear our esteemed police commissioner say anything about going after the big boys. Them.
No, I did not hear that. Same old nonsense again.
Same old nonsense, talk down to people.
Yep.
You
And
know?
try to find Jamaica crime solution in the hood. That's where them trying to find Jamaica crime solution.
Yep. So you go down there and you shoot up people and you beat up people. And that don't resolve nothing. And it's time that they stop that.
Yep.
You know, when the big man steal money, communities get affected. When a man go in and him steal money at a local convenience store, only that store is affected. But them still can claim money back from taxes, profit and loss.
Mm-hmm.
So they're affected for what? Just that moment.
That's it.
Yeah. But the fact is, when the big wigs are stealing, the whole country, the whole parish, the whole county, the district, the town, everybody's affected.
People need to know that. People need to know that. Because you know what, Herb, me see that, so this evening me talking to somebody about this. We're saying, because some of in Jamaica don't know, So, some Jamaica really don't know that is their money that politicians are thief, Herb. Some Jamaican don't know that. If you can see, because I've seen that in the comment section, I fear money them a thief, well, politician corp, I fear money them a thief. And this again, we see in the comment section, people ask, like, yesterday, today we see it on Andrew Ones page. We went on it and people is asking the Prime Minister about water. We see people are asking in the comment section, and the Prime Minister fall rain. So it's just like all them people think them type of way there. People don't think. Some people don't think I feed them money them are taking a herb. So they don't care.
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
No, this is I see here Maria had sent me this thing telling me that the tabling of the report, immediately tabling investigative reports from the Integrity Commission, was not inconsistent with the law.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, in other words, she has to immediately table it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she has had this all this time.
So me expecting this week in the herb. I'm expecting to see some more hammer drop this week. Maybe that's why them dash out doing Vaz.
Yep.
So it don't look like it's just them a pick on the JLP. So them dash out a little fryers out there when they have some big old shark and wheel to dash out.
Let me tell
I'm
you
expecting.
something. If the IC is divided, if some of the investigators are either JLP and some are PNP, then they're doing a very good job of alternating the people that they expose it.
Yeah.
Right. But now that the Attorney General's opinion is out there, he couldn't lie. He had to speak the truth. But she has been stalling and lying all this time.
Yes.
And the only reason has to be, if the 6 is out there, then the 6 might involve her husband, and even the Vazes.
Yep.
You know? So
And just like how Dalrymple stepped down, we don't want an argument for nobody. Just do the right thing.
And you know, to me,
and jail.
Missing 2 or 3 years of declarations means he needs to step down. He can't lead them into the next election with that over his head.
No. I told him that the prime minister is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
He's the biggest problem in the party. Yeah.
And so if he goes, then who takes over? Tufton.
But hold on, then Dr. Crab is the deputy, the prime minister.
He's got too much weight around his neck. Right? Remember, he can't travel.
Lord Jesus. So, all right, if he can't travel, why you give him deputy prime minister job? Is just to call it the deputy prime minister money? Think about that. Is it hooking up your friend from an extra office to get an extra buck? You know the man cannot travel. And he cannot, if something should happen, he would not be considered to be the next prime minister. Why have the man run around as deputy prime minister?
Well, here's the trick. The Constitution, I didn't see no position called deputy prime minister. I gotta say that, because I didn't see it. It's not there. And so when they brought him forward, and he declared himself as deputy prime minister, was when we had submitted a plan for the Zoso area in Montego Bay. And when we heard that he was vetoing some of what we had proposed, because we had proposed things like you pay the people that's unemployed a stipend and put them into training programs with Heart and the CMU and other institutions that will train them. So we had a program laid out, and he turned all of that down. He turned it down, and it wouldn't have been that expensive. But here it is, he's gonna give himself and the rest of his cronies $20 to $27 million a year in pay raises. Now you go figure.
Hold on there, because the prime minister would like to hear you say something. Hold on there. We catch you right back after this break.
I hear mother talk kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie. Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, Me don't like people tell lie for me.
Herb say that you tell I on him.
Well, I tell you what. he better give back the house too.
He says a proud man. Herb, if
You know, the man got to give back the house, you know. We give back the house and the 2 other pieces of land him have up there. And that will clear everything up. Integrity Commission will say, look, we accept your stuff. Can you give back what you had? You know? But he's not going to do that. You won't even give it to charity.
nah,
You know?
not the charity. Herb, man.
and he believes that if you talk like a common man and you say the things a common man would normally say when accused, that people gonna feel sorry for him. No.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smart man and he uses his smarts. It's something a smart man would say because he wants to back you off. No,
Yep.
Don't put no pressure on him.
Yeah. Lie. And him
But, you know,
emphasize on that lie. We said, Jesus. I'm happy.
as the song say, who played? Andre played. Lie, 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 lie,
He lie.
lie.
Why? May I tell you, Herb? Look here, man. Herb, you have any final thoughts? Anything you wanna say when we never really address this night, this morning? Yeah?
Well, you know, the thing that the people need to know is that we sent a letter off recommending that the Prime Minister move immediately to put together a charge packet against the DPP. The Constitution calls for it. And in putting together a charge packet, they need a tribunal to investigate her, put her up before the tribunal to examine all the transgressions that she has admitted to openly. Nobody twisted her arm, nobody hit her upside the head. But she said what she had to say. And you can't have somebody of her stature breaking the law in the ways she has. You can't have somebody going that far. She has a lot of power, but she does not have the power to tell judges continue cases when she knows that the case should be stopped and a retrial order. So when she admits to these things, she's breaking down the integrity of the court. She has broken the integrity of the court because we don't know if the people and the findings that were made against them were actually guilty. Or if they were found not guilty, we don't know if things would have changed. Right? And we know that she likes to withdraw cases before the findings go against her. So the bottom line here is we need to find all the cases she's involved where this occurred. And we need justice for her and those people. And that's the key thing. The letter went off yesterday morning, and the Prime Minister and the rest of his cabinet, they need to respond to it.
So them get the letter ready from the letters from Call to Action Group, guys, right?
From the Call to Action Group, yes.
Yes. From the Call to Action Group. Let us send out. And the group ain't playing, people. It's time for action now. And guys, please do not forget, we have New York coming up. Don't forget, I'm try to inject that every chance I get. New York is coming up, guys. Do not forget New York. Yeah.
Everywhere where Jamaicans are and Jamaicans need help, there's a call to action.
Yes.
And we have to help our people. We have to rally to the cause. And we need the donations.
Yes.
We now, if you go to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation website, ojldf.org, and you can put in a $5, a $2, a $1, whatever dollar you have. It don't have to be 100, but in case you have 1,000, we'll take it. Right? The bottom line is we need it because we're pushing for law enforcement and for justice where it doesn't exist. And folks, it don't seem to exist when it comes to these people. And we need your help. We really do. So thank you very much for having me.
It's always a pleasure, my brother. And we're gonna have you again. We're gonna take out your bed every now and then at night time.
My beauty rest. Yeah, mess up.
Respect, Herb. Thank you so much, my brother.
All
God
right.
bless you.
All right.
Respect.
Thanks. Blessings to your audience. Thank you very much.
Respect, my brother.
All right.
Guys, that Herb Nelson Jr. wanna know it go. And we have this guy here. Kirk, you look like you're a labor, right? But you're up on the wrong page because we're on a PNP over here, no Kirk. No, sir, we're on a PNP. We're on a PNP over here, Kirk. We love you anyway, your opinion, you know? As long as the couple and say you don't disrespect anybody, you can talk. As some see it, even though sometimes you get on top of some people nerve, you know, and say, Carlos, wake it up, Black Kirk. But, you know, as long as you don't disrespect nobody. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Big up yourself, you know, Kirk. Yeah, man. Ladybug, Georgia Lynch. And, you know, Herb Nelson, you know, so the people, one night, may I bring it back and make the people throw some question at you. And you answer some question. Because we know the people that want to pick your brain on Herb. And, you know, the wealth of knowledge so you can answer some of the situation in Jamaica. Herb gone. It was paused. I'm not here. So, guys, yeah. So, yeah, man, Kirk. Yeah. So, a country I did it over. So, me no want, if you come here attack, no come tell no lie, make sure you get your facts straight, and no come campaign for no labor right over here. So, I know Andrew Owners right now, because right now, so Andrew Owners is the most wanted man on this platform. Not because we are PNP, but because under him alone can make change. Do you hear me? It's only the Prime Minister alone can make change. Yeah, man. Where's the LT Eats with Carol? Sister Carol, it was nice to see Herb out there. Yeah, man. Herb is always willing to come out and do something to move Jamaica forward. Herb is that type of man. He is a real trooper. He really loves his country. And anything to put Jamaica on the right track. Honestly, no bagga. That's Herb. So I mean, really appreciate him tonight to take the time out of his, time beauty sleep, because my time is different from where I'm there right now. It's probably a little bit later. So hey, me have a moderator them there. So that them control the comment section to keep it nice and squeaky. Any decision they make, me trust them judgment. Kirk, that goes for you too. So I just want you to know that we can't make no, any decision the moderator them do at the Saigon family. So no, we hear Herb Cope here. We hear Herb talk about the DPP. We hear him talk about the Prime Minister. We talk about Mr. Dwayne Vaz. We cover, a few conversations this morning. And what is going on here? If a shiny object, they might throw off away. We now watch a object there. We are look, you see the door where them shoe out Dwayne Vaz out at the door, them turn up and I look, me now move. I pass the door, and I see them shoe out Dwayne Vaz out the door. Drop him about 12 feet down the ground. And I say reggae sunsplash. Then on the same door, the 6 them must come out. I now move. I wait for the concert. I say, no, say, I Dwayne Vaz come open show. Yeah, man, if he say I Dwayne Vaz open show for the concert. People may say him. Me and a Bridget a reason this evening. I say, because first Bridget say, boy, a distraction. I say, no, that couldn't be a shiny object. Because if you don't want to give us a distraction, you try to distract us with something that we want to talk about. So when you throw Dwayne Vaz through the window, we're not going to move. We're going to stay right to the window, then I look for more. The others come out of the window. Because you not even remember about them, You throw Dwayne Vaz and remember, 6 more. Okay, let's wait for the heavy drop. The heavy to them drop. And the ear herb say, pretty much the same thing. Them got to come on road too. Based on the Attorney General opinion, when that was tabled in a parliament today, I find us a such man wife, she mess up big time again, people. People, the woman mess up big time. Mess up, so it need a lawyer to be the Speaker of the House, people. People, I tell you, it's a lawyer for all them spot. Their country are running. And a bush cook on a backyard barbecue. You need a lawyer to be the Speaker of the House. You must say. As bad as thing with Dalrymple was a lawyer, that's why she never do some little stupid stuff. And I believe because they couldn't get Dalrymple to push and pull certain way, then give her the steel to a boot. Get her out there the most wicked and vicious way. But then again, me say, maybe she take one upon her reputation. Why should not come talk? Then again, me say, I wonder if she take pay to damage her reputation. Me no know, me just say all type of thing and come to my head. Me say, hold on there. Maybe, because Dalrymple table the Integrity Commission report when Andrew Owens was in the Bahamas. And him, when he was there, the Ministry of Education, and he down there do all type of nonsense. Remember, Dalrymple do that? And maybe they say them have a writ against Dalrymple ever since that happened. I know this other reporter come out now. They say, no, we can't make she sit down there. Move that woman. She's going to follow the law. Please, Dalrymple will follow the law. Dalrymple will follow the law. Move her from there. Me I go there because they can't bully me. Me not make them pass me. Fly high and fly low. Yes, baby. Me I go put a guard upon them up here, so I'm going to go down there, go hold on upon them. Yeah. They said, them can't pass me. People, imagine the meditation we go through all of that and the planning. People say, I believe that Dalrymple would have followed the law more closer to the law. Me not say they never broke the law, but me feel said Dalrymple, isn't she a liar? How did us dash her also? No, sir. It's like everybody afraid of that man here. Just the way him talk, then trim.
I hear man talk all kind of lie. Oh, 20 million and 28 million. Lie. Me not take no salary increase. So my salary is what it was before. And I tell you something, I feel like just keep back to. Because he's a proud man, Me don't like people tell lie for me.
But you see on this platform, we decide to do this because the Prime Minister asked that we do this.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, You elect a Prime Minister, and is a Prime Minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want labor rights carry that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
People, think about this right now. You're thinking about you going to an election with a prime minister, 3 years, declare asset. Cannot be verified by the Integrity Commission. Think about that. Don't think about that. We know you guys are saying I'm a criminal, right? And the man sit down there, no shame. Can you imagine we're going up to an election cycle and we don't know who the six are? Imagine that. Can you imagine again we're going up to election cycle and the electoral office is perched inside of the Prime Minister's office. The last election was run from the Prime Minister's office. Still chaos up till today. We don't know who won the election. Huh? Imagine that. Just imagine a DPP who should be upholding the law and make the government challenge the government, its own constitution. Imagine how many times this administration went after the constitution, people. Many times. And every time it's a Hugh Wildman, he was on Ratty the other day. Every time when the government buck up in a constitution court, the government lose. So just to keep DPP there, they might go a constitution court again. And remember, them always lose, because they might be pretty, but them are dunce. You will call us and say they might be pretty, but them are dunce. Mr. Wildman say every time he got a court with them, constitution court, them lose. So would you say them might take up them done self, go back a court, go just dash our money again, because them know them are lose. If every time the opponent is 100 for 100, and you come back at them again, then you going to lose again. Mr. Wildman said every time they meet up the government in a court, constitution court, the government lost. Many. So this government is a government to trample upon the constitution in the wrong way, because them lose every time. But this a woman a claim say she go pick up herself with taxpayers' money in the millions of dollars. If you go to court, then this whole Grinch so take up themselves and go to court. To do what? To keep this woman when I no shame, ambition, and pride. Before all of this happened, I could think otherwise about this woman. But everything happened right now, I realize that this woman never have no integrity from the door, the day she touched the door. And it is my full opinion. I just believe this woman never have no integrity coming in. Because it couldn't show so in at the end now. It couldn't back up like we need a rotor router to get out of there. Me said it couldn't back up now. You couldn't on your way out and showing this. No. On the way out, you should leave gracefully. Because you work hard already. You don't have nothing to prove. So based on what me I learn and I see I unfold now, it give me this. It give me the creeps, But it give me this opinion that this woman was not with integrity from the day she entered that DPP office. I also believe she is a goalkeeper. Yes, I believe that she's a goalkeeper. Yeah. Gatekeeper. Yeah. A fixer. Yeah. Worked on a funeral yard and bury stuff. Yeah. I feel that she also sent people to prison who people want to send to prison. A sniper. And I also believe that she make people stay a road who should have prison. It just my belief. I might be wrong. Guys, don't you think so too? Right? Because I have, I regard for that woman, first female DPP. I mean, I watch everything unfold. I do several videos, I say, lady, go on home. Because if it was my sister, I would tell her to go on home. I know everything unfold right now. You see, the truck I take the government to court Remember them are people that lose all the time in a court, you know. A big loser, them, you know. And you see, they get ready to drag the country again to its knees. You as a big old prosecutor, woman. You are a big old prosecutor. Eh? Why you just sit down there and watch this go on? Why you not call it off? Kind of look good. Save the integrity of the office, but no. It's like you on your way down, you have to draw down everything with you on your way out. You on your way out have to draw down everything with you on your way out. It don't look good, my people. It don't look good at all. Not at all. It don't look good. It's very questionable. Cloud of smoke over our head. You know? This is Weasley, him done too, you know. Because everything when they wrap up, you know, see everything unfold, so them are done people. You see things not work out for them. Me say if I me like I own me go back to man for my money. I tell you because everything gonna do a pop down. Let me tell you the chain of events, people. Let me tell you the chain of events. Ever since Mark Golding going to Parliament, go tell your man, say, look, your time come. You and your husband and you, time come. Them run out of Parliament and I try find back them way to Parliament since. Can't find them way. Since they run out of Parliament, people have tried to find them footing to come back up the hill and them people appear slip, them a slip. Ever since Mark Golding go drop the bomb on them, they appear squeal. Them can't find them wave back since. You have such a man, you go write up the House Speaker of the House, the House Clerk, Miss Curtis, right? She go to her way, go do some type of write-up, but she don't have no right if you go do that in the first place. It's not her, she don't have the power to do that. Big old fumble, don't it, Jamaica? Nobody never make them do it, you know. And them go do it for them own. Go write up Miss Curtis. People who like say, me say the Obeah now walk, me say, you like, you know the Obeah, man? Because everything I turn back, appear wrong thing when I touch up. Brother, what? Salt to backside. People, I don't understand, say, appear self-inflicted wound. People, me say, no go back to Obeah, man. No piss off your Obeah, man, now, man. Everything I tear down to. Lord, sir. No? Why would I make this a woman and go out her way, go do something where she don't have no power to do? Just we go embarrass herself. Tell me now. She can't even say sorry because she's so embarrassed and shame. Tell me why did I make this a woman now? That woman now, yeah. Go out her way, go write up Miss Curtis, knowing that she don't have the power to do it. Uncle to come on social media can get flagged down by the legal scholars. Eh? No power to do that. Embarrassment, people. The Obeah man a backfire. The power a backfire. And another way they should have go a different way. We say, look at that back for the money. Obeah now walk home. No, sir. The big fumble number 2 people. After me see them and go on with themselves, like them and this and them and that. Embarrass themselves like them pretty and dunce are bright. Me don't know what I'm to them. You know, because them feel every damn case in the court, the constitutional court, embarrass the government and make the taxpayers pay a whole lot of money because I pay fool people advice such man. I hate that making fool to one like a big idiot, you know, especially when they even stand up in one group with them. You know what I mean? Not so bright. No. A sequence of events may have given, you know, when everything goes south. So the next thing will happen. Bright boy, right as so. Road Scholar budget presentation. Remember, you know, after such man wife go embarrass herself. Road Scholar, right as so. In book them never write. The maths wasn't mathsing. Big old budget, you know. Maths was not mathsing. People remember, you know, nobody never do the labor at them, nothing, you know. Besides them go out of them way, go embarrass themselves. People don't believe me. Believe me, no, man. Nobody never do that. Me say everything in the reverse. You like the other man not get paid. The other man pissed at such man and decide say, you know what? I'm going to work against you. Because everything them touch, people look. Nobody do them, you know. So the big old budget, historical people, look here. It never happened before in the history of the country. Budget going back to Parliament. And it's supposed to be one of the brightest and the best, the Rhodes Scholar. Come on, people. People, look at it. Don't tell me if this is not embarrassing. That's why I say, go back to Oberman for the money. No, sir. People remember nobody now do these people nothing, you know. Pure self-inflicted wound. Big old budget flap. Look what I want. Nobody now touch them people. Everything will fall apart. Obama don't get paid. He pissed at the man because the man is just wicked. And the man mash up the country. And Obama na conscience and say, look, they're going to take him money and vote against him just like work against him just like the voter them take the money and the other man can't say the same thing, you know. They take the money and just work against him like how the people take the money and vote against him. Big old embarrassment, Rhodes Scholar. Maths was mathsing up. Big old fumble that, you know, embarrassment to the Labour Party. Here goes another big old fumble again. People may say, they might destroy themselves and nobody not do them nothing. Look on this one here. I'm going to show you something, man. That brother here. Terry Long. Look, nobody not do this about nothing, you know. Me say, I must have dope here put in the arm, man. Me don't know, something not right. Galan back out there, man, for no money. Nobody never tell you if you do this, brother. This brother, yeah, so. Take up himself. Take him hand them where God give him. Have a brain and go post. Let's look at people. A man who have a brain. Big old minister. Will come over here and tell me, say, boy, blah, 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 blah. Go post this on page. Now, tell me, people, if they never go back to Oberman for their money. People may say everything will work on weird upon them. They might do some stuff like the things now work the right way. People like water go up hill, so brother, water go up hill, so. People think I like all of that. This me say damage after damage after damage. Self-inflicted wound after wound after wound. Chopping them own self. Shotting them own self in the foot. This man go up on his own page. Go put this picture. Carolyn. Blacking out the PNP prime ministers with the Jamaican flag emoji. He start get flagged by social media. People start paying attention. Vloggers start come out and beat him. Then he post that on his page. Basically said that's not his style. Look at him, man. That's not his style. Me I tell you, say, Obama, me don't know how I go on with them, you know. But they might do stuff and say stuff. Me I wonder, what? You know, pay the Obama now, what? Then he said that is not his style. Me I tell you, Obama make mistake. He says that Aid did that. And the Aid since been relieved that of the duty. I don't know if it was relieved of the to put stuff on his page because nobody couldn't put on my page without to run it by me. No. I don't care who. If me have somebody to help me on my page, you're not going to put a story out there, a video or a picture without to run by me. Carlos, me find this, you know. Look funny. What you think about it? Yeah, man, you're perfect. But like, yeah, I'm matter of fact, me even love how you do all the thumbnail too. Me like that. Me love that. You understand me? And your page, you know, nobody can just come out and this I'm a big minister, you know. So come out there and say this, people may show you self-inflicted wound. Then the lie where him tell, because the whole of the Billy say a lie. Say not him do it. And he do it. Then look at people. Me show you how water go up hill, so you know. Water supposed to go down hill. You like sitting and work against them. But look what the man go say again, people. Him do that, you know. Me go show what him say. Me say, look like Obi are depend them or they go back for their money. Look at now, people. How him explain this? Is your head? Make you say this?
We are rebuilding places that never had water or light for decades. We are rebuilding St. Thomas and giving St. Thomas roads and banks and amen, church. Those are the things that my sister says, big highways and byways, amen. That is significant signs of the development. So it makes a difference which government represents your Jamaica. Because
it makes a difference which country represents your Jamaica. It makes a difference which country represents your Jamaica. So, you see style. Him speak his style. That's his style. What he said out of his mouth, you could see him. You could hear him. There's no aid to be blamed for the stupidity right here. I want you to understand, say, water is going uphill, people. Go back out there, man, for the money. Something is working against Uno. Una mess up, una mess up, una mess up, una mess up. Remember him say, I know him put that. That's not his style. I know him do that. That's not his style. But the same man said that is not his style because you're supposed to represent the diaspora, PNP, Labour, and people no vote. You're supposed to represent all of us. But then a church, a push, a campaign. You did a church, a campaign for Labour Party. This doesn't sound like a one and all for one that diaspora want to reach out for. Someone want to know who tell if you do this. Yes, so again, Adopi.
We are rebuilding places that never had water or light for decades. We are rebuilding St. Thomas and giving St. Thomas roads and banks and amen, church. Those are the things that my sister says, big highways and byways, amen. That is significant signs of the development. So it makes a difference which government represents your Jamaica. Because every single one of you have families and friends living in Jamaica and you still hold Jamaica dear.
Terry Long. That's him, people. When you say it makes a difference which party basically run Jamaica. So I tell you, say, hey, support the Labour Party. Remember England in there now. It's supposed to up upon diaspora business. So you see, what he said right there in the church is aligned with that picture right there and put on his page. Who tell him to do that? No, who tell him to say that in the church? People, something is not right with the Labour Party. God is working with the people. God is working against evilous people. They say God is with us. They have to mess up. A God picking on a mess up, you know. We never know that. A God picking on a mess with. No, not that guy. No, not that. No, that does a big mistake. No. We talk about this, Esoto. We talk about this. Would this woman career be questioned if she wasn't hanging around such man? Would there be a cloud of suspicion over her head if she wasn't hanging with such man? When you hang around a filthy place for too long, you notice your garments and your body, your clothes start taking on that scent. Yeah? Yeah, that you start smell like the scent that you stand up close by. Jamaica is on its knees, my people. I just want to know. Jamaica is on its knees. Are we going to fight to get it back up? The little cabinet reshuffle, I'm going to say, Dr. Chang is still standing. I wonder what am I trying to do around here? People. So let's talk about the DPP real quick before finally. Now, the DPP, a woman, the first female DPP, historical. She worked until, time to go, retirement age. She should have left at retirement age. But the government give her one extension. And they're looking for 2 extensions. She get 2 extensions. And she still has stick around for 3. The second extension, they butchered the Constitution to keep her there. They amend the Constitution to keep her there. She knows that wrong because Mark Golding, the opposition, was not involved in that. Supposed to be a woman of rule of law. That woman has a dignity. Woman have dignity. That she have integrity. Through it all, people may give her the benefit of the doubt, may give her a chance. So that woman will come through, Yeah, man, she not gonna listen to some weasel. She's smarter than the weasel. And some people. Smarter than them, she should be. She should be smarter than some local people who are going like them bright, right? But what the woman do is sit down there and I watch the country are rolling into a constitutional crisis. Should watch the whole nonsense. Government going out now. The government and the constitutional court again in a court. Because the government want to violate the constitution. It don't look good. This woman know. She know what it look like. She know. She knows it don't look good. This woman and nobody's idiot. She know. But this woman seems as if she's too corrupt to do the right thing. So you see, when they do things with personal, they take things personal and you mash up the country. When me at war, even though me never really beat that woman like she's supposed to get beat, no, like me say that people beat her, me know me never do it. They give her the benefit of the doubt. But this woman right here, so this beautiful sister, let me tell you something. Based on what unfold lately, I do believe that you are a corrupt person the moment you come into the office of a DPP. Like I said, guys, somebody here might know otherwise, and I might be just wrong. But it's just my opinion. I believe this beautiful woman right here has been dirty all this time. Because this can just happen on your way out right now. No, this is you. And you was hiding all of this. Drag the country to a constitutional crisis. Make your office look like a fool, the office that you serve in, the office will give you good razor pay. Yes, you get good razor pay too, you know. That same office there. The office that you're serving. I thought you were a student of the law. Look what's going on in Jamaica. The government and the country, the government. What the government do? Award the constitutional court? Some man will declare an asset that want to mash up the country. Some man will sign a code of conduct. Him not give a damn about the country. Some man will invest their money overseas. Not care about the country. You can't care about the country and invest your money overseas. You can't love your country and not sign a code of conduct. Declare asset. You can't love your country and you're a tax dodger. Dodging taxes in the country where you're presiding over. You can't love a country, you're using the country and its people to enrich yourself. You just cannot, they don't go hand in hand. You can't love your country and do all these things to your country, people. But anyway, thank you guys for being out here tonight with I and I. Like me say, as usual, me a student in the class, you know. So to make sure the comments make sense in every sentence. If for the first time on the platform, subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Otherwise, if you don't like what we do, no come from my page and long up your mouth and get no trouble coming on. No bag of dude and no issue with you. Find another page with your rage. Do it. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.